When last we saw our hero, he was defending Middle America from the forces of evil with his secret weapon, linguine with clam sauce. Today he unleashes his all-powerful turkey meatball sauce. Alright, on my meatball hoagie, what I'm using is 1 pound of ground turkey, 1 pound of ground turkey sausage, a large loaf of whole wheat French bread. I'm also going to use about 6 ounces of mozzarella cheese, about 2 to 3 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, about a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes, salt and pepper to taste, and a 1/4 cup of oil. Alright, now I'm going to make the turkey meatball subs. Now the great thing about turkey is that it is a wonderful source of lean protein. It's also inexpensive. I'm using 1 pound of turkey sausage. Get all of it out there. And I'm using 1 pound of just ground turkey. I'm placing them into this large mixing bowl, as you can see. I'm going to add to that 1/4 cup of oil. That's going to help keep the turkey moist. It's one of the problems that you run into often when you do any kind of turkey where you would normally use ground beef or ground pork. It's kind of dry, so that oil is going to help give it moisture. Now I'm putting in 3 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, some salt, and some pepper. And like before, anytime you do an Italian dish, you're going to want some garlic, right? So I'm going to put just a touch of garlic. Not much, just a little bit, just a tad bit. I'm also going to add Parmesan cheese left over from the pizza delivery. Also left over from pizza delivery, crushed red pepper. Now that I have all my ingredients mixed together, I'm going to start blending it all, working it in with my fingers. And you're just going to reach in there and squeeze. This is pretty nasty work. It feels horrible, but at the same time, kind of neat. Now if you've got kids, this may be something that the kids would love to help you with. I've just about got it well blended now. These are going to make some terrific meatballs. And we've added a good deal of flavor with the Italian seasoning, that touch of garlic, the salt and pepper, of course moisture from the oil. Okay. Now, restaurants, when they make meatballs, they always get them perfectly round. The way they do that is that they deep fry them. Well, that's going to defeat the whole healthy purpose of this. What I'm going for is about a 1 ounce size ball. About that much. I'm just going to roll them here with my fingers and set them there and move on to the next one. Okay, got all of my meatballs shaped. Preheated a deep skillet to medium-high heat. I'm also preheating my oven to 350 degrees. I'm going to coat the inside of my skillet. Start putting in my meatballs. I'm just going to brown the meatballs all the way around, rotating them, getting them nice and brown, nice caramelization on them. Then I'm going to put them in a baking dish, put them in the oven, and cook them for a ½ an hour in 3 stages at 10 minutes each. Now, no meatball sandwich would be complete without a good zesty tomato sauce. In this case, I'm using a can of no sugar added tomato sauce. What you want to do is, after you've cooked the meatballs for about 10 minutes dry, pour in the sauce and give it a good stir. Now, the reason I like the no sugar added sauce is because the only negative thing about a tomato sauce is all the sugar they put in. This one eliminates that, so it keeps this dish healthy. It goes along well with the turkey that we're using for our protein and the whole wheat bread. Once you get it mixed in really good, you want to put the turkey meatballs back into the oven for about another 10 minutes. What this will do is allow the sauce to thicken and to kind of let the flavors blend. After about 10 minutes, pull it out, give it another really good stir, stick it back in for the last 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes later, I pulled my meatballs out of the oven, got them here resting, and now I'm going to work on my hoagie bone. What I've actually got is a huge loaf of French bread. And what I want to do is cut a V shape in the top of it, like so, just a slight V shape, nothing drastic. And then back down the other side. And that's going to help me to get a top on this, but a shape that's going to help hold the meatballs inside of it. Then I'm going to ladle on my meatballs. I want to make sure that I get some of each part of this tremendous hoagie, or sub, or grinder, or po' boy, whatever you want to call it. There we go. Now I'm going to walk over to the fridge and get the cheese. I mean, what kind of a hoagie would it be without cheese, right? I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit on, just a touch. Kind of like with the garlic, all I'm doing is just a little bit to accent it. There we go. See, just a light little sprinkle of cheese. I'm going to move this to make a little room. I'm going to set the top part of this on here. Then I'm going to put it back in the oven just long enough to melt the cheese. Okay, it took about 5 minutes to get the cheese to melt. You could leave it a little longer if you want to and get the cheese browned. I can't wait to eat them. So here we go. Pop that into the basket. Same with the next one. Yeah, that one's mine. And of course, this one will be dessert. And there we have it. Healthy meatball subs. Well, you know what I'm going to do next. Once again, hold it off. Meatball subs. Healthy meatball subs. Whole wheat bread, turkey, turkey sausage, no carb added sauce, and it's delicious. Once again, just for a little proof. Ta-da! Now why don't you try it?